It's always so exciting when you get a new box of fish show up. They put them in these nice firm boxes, and oh, there's no fish. Yeah, because I already took care of them. Well, I'm working on that. I'm going to show you. But I'm really disappointed in UPS because the guy, look at these big old markings on the box that's livestock, and he dumped it on its side, and all the fish went into the seams. And yeah, I mean, come on, dudes, you guys can do better. All right. So here's step one. I got them in a medicated tank, and I cut them open, get them some fresh air, and then I dip some of my water into the bags. I'm working the smallest fish first. I got some beautiful little emperors, tetras, and some shrimpies in here. And shrimpies I'm going to pull out really quick. I just wanted to blanch them really quick. But I'm going to give them a dip so that, and I got, of course, some stress coat in here because they've been banged around. And this is really good because your medication will stick to it. So even after you take them out of your dip, they'll still have medication in places where they were, brushed against the net or whatever. And then, of course, I pour all the water through here, put just the fish in, so they're not in my tank. The water's not in my tank. That's full of ammonia and nitrates, nitrites, and fish waste. And I've got fish floating in the bags. And they're a little bit stressed. But I went around and I put markers on all my tanks of where I wanted stuff. And I got rams that I'm going to go in here in this tank. 3 of those babies. I love rams. One of my favorites. And then here's my little 29 that's in the bedroom. I did turn off all my lighting. It's because the fish have been in a box for a couple days and they're sensitive to light for a little while. So I've got my congos in here, some grommies, and I like tetras. I can't help it. I like tetras. So this is mostly a tetra tank, and I've got the little guys that I'm going to put in a couple of baskets here. So we're going to do that. Huh, George? What do you think? I know. Yeah, you going to come check out the fishes? Atta girl. Of course, I got towels everywhere so I can clean everything up. And then this little 5-gallon, I'm going to put that snakeskin discus. I've not really raised discus on a bare bottom tank. It seems unnatural to me, but I'm going to quarantine him in here anyway and really treat him for parasites before I add him back. I will do a lot of water changes here because it's only 5 gallons, but it's a little tiny 2.5-inch fish. And actually, I'll probably leave him about a week, and then I'll put him in one of those other newer tanks. But he will not go in with my other discus for 6 weeks. And this bag here, where they put a layer of newspaper in between, I don't know if you can see because of the glare, but it is that new snakeskin discus baby. There he is. Or she, we don't know. So, letting it get nice and warm and settled in. And then these guys are just getting floated right now. Some nice new angels. Those are the blues. And first time I've ever done shrimp, so this will be a lot of fun. I'm excited to use those to keep my planted tank up to snuff. And look, I got a ghost knife. Woohoo! I love these fish. They're so pretty. I haven't done one before, but I'm excited to give it a try. And then I got some cute little green longfin cories. So, yeah. These guys are just floating for now, staying warm. Huh, kid? What do you think? Are we doing okay? Okay, so let's go get those ones out of the net dip and we'll put them into the baby tank. Okay, I got 2 of them poured off. We're going to take them and go put them in now. Alright, little teeny tinies. I'm just going to pour them in here so I don't have to handle them anymore than that. to the next batch. We'll grab a bag to take back. Are you helping, George? Come on, let's take these to the kitchen. You coming? I know, you're such a good helper. Yeah. Good girl. Alright. Float this bag in there. And this other one I'm carrying all the littles. And cut that off. Put a couple swigs of my local water in, and then I'll clip it on the side. So a good shipper will have multiple bags, 2 or 3 depending on the quality of the fish. And one of the things I like to do is to make sure I take that inner bag and totally invert it so that I can make sure that there's no little fish in there that are translucent. You know, if you have a couple layers of this, it gets rather opaque and you can't see those little guys. So make sure you get down to one layer and then kind of flatten that bag out so you get the air out of it, and you make sure that there's no fish trapped in any corners, that it's completely clear. You have everybody. And I think these are my 4 Emperor. I got a couple colors of Emperor Tetras, and I think these are those 4. That's another reason that I want to put them in those little nesting enclosures. Is I found these small fish, they just get consumed in a tank if you don't keep them, you know, isolated, where you can make sure that they're eating really well and they're acclimating. If you put them in a tank, they go hide in a corner. They just don't come up and feed. And here's the next batch waiting. So yeah, it's kind of like a little factory line. Okay, so here we go. We'll put these little emperors in there. Okay, kiddos. Looks like I got everybody. See, it's so hard to tell because they're just absolutely translucent. It's hard to tell. That's why, you know, check the bags. Make sure you have everybody. Alright, so I can't wait anymore. I have to see what this baby looks like. You'll get to come back and join these guys later, but we've got to move you first. So we'll take it in and process it. Here we go, babe. You know, this morning I went around and checked all my tanks to make sure that I had head space so I could float bags. And I had been thinking ahead and I did not overfill my tank, so I was good. Alright, let me get this one cut open. I can hardly wait to see you, little one. You're so pretty. I know. I even turned out the lights in the kitchen just to make it a little bit darker. Yeah, you look pretty good though. Okay, I got some grommies. Nice. Alright, let's go put those in. Okay. Dun dun. I know you have to get used to that pressure. It's a deep tank. I'll go sit on the floor for a bit, probably. After that pressure. Yeah, they usually bounce back pretty quick. And I'll grab some water for my next fish. Boy, it's so nice to see fish in this tank. It's the first time I've had fish in here. This one's been set up and cycling now for quite some time. So this is the tank I had a fire in, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I got it cleaned out. And these are some of my absolute favorite fish in the world. They're just below discus in my book. They need to color up yet. But these guys are long-fin Congo Tetras, and they won't look amazing until they get about 6 months old. But they'll be huge with really beautiful long fins and a green iridescence to them. I was going to put them in just this big tank, but I think I'm going to just monitor them for a couple days in here with these little neons. There we go. Got everybody. Okay. So when it comes to bigger fish, I don't really like to net them. I would rather just create a dam with my fingertips that the water can go through and let the water drain out, keep them trapped in the corner so I don't have to touch them, and then run like a banshee so you can get in there and get them in the tank. I think this is just a lot less stress than putting them in a net. So here we go. There we are. Oh, big guy. Yeah. The no-touch system. He's gonna go find a nice place to relax. It's dark. I'm getting close to being done. And I did not film it, but I did get that beautiful discus in. Look at him. Isn't he pretty? Oh, beautiful fish. You're beautiful, baby. And I got my little angels in. Alright, let's go get the rams. Alright, so rams in. I'm getting there. Those are some, that's a red-tailed shark and a rainbow shark in there. And if it comes to any kind of a loach or a catfish that has those barbed fins, and of course the loaches have those hooks, tusk, to protect themselves, I always treat them like a big fish and leave them in your bag. If you put those guys in a net, I guarantee they'll get hung up. So I just pour off the water and then get them in. Alright, I got my rams here. I think these are German blue rams. Yeah, we'll go get those guys in. You're gonna have way too much water to yourself, but you know, I think that's okay at the end of the day. Yep, rams. Okay, here we go, kiddos. Let's take a joyride. Whoosh. Look. And you see 3. Very good. Excellent. So I think this tank has everybody on board. Well, and these last ones are my Leopard Danios. With long fins. We'll send them for a ride. Oh, there we go. We got some life in that tank now. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's going to take everybody a little while to settle in. I don't see any floaters. I never knew that wrestling shrimp was so difficult. Well, he's looking alright. I gave everybody a little tiny bit of flake food. And some of these fish are so little that they really need to eat all the time. And they're warm enough now, so I did throw some flake on them. They're probably all stressed. They're not going to eat much. I don't care if they make a mess. Because at the end of the day, I'll do a water change on them pretty soon. And this is a huge tank. It can handle the bile load. So far, so good. Rams are hiding out in the back here, I'm sure. It's really stressful for fish to move like this. So I did buy some live brine, or tubiflex worms, and I got them down here. I'm not going to feed them yet because I want to quarantine them, and I want to feed them some antibiotic to clean them up. But what I'm going to do is let those grow in my gravel beds. So, alright. Danios don't care. They're really easygoing little fish. They can handle a little bit of stress like that. And they are eating, so that's awesome. Okay. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end with this tank. And you can see there's a little green cory cat over there in the corner checking out the world. Boy, I had no idea that those little shrimp were so hard to handle in a net. My first experience with the little mono shrimp. But I bought them to help me with some of the algae in my aquarium planted tanks. So I have to go see my amazing dentist, Dr. Barstad. I'm due for a cleaning. And it'll be a surprise to see me after all the work we've been doing on my teeth. But this is good. We'll do one fast cleaning and I am good to go. So when I get back, I will thaw out some brine shrimp for these guys. And I have some brine that I hatched like 3 days ago, and then I put in the green water tank. So I probably have some baby brine in there I can net. So yeah, that's what the green water's for, is for growing brines. So I will run my brine net through that and see if I've got any baby brine to feed those littles. If not, I'll do frozen. Anyway, I'm happy with this order of fish. I'm not happy with UPS driver. You don't mishandle fish, because that's like animal abuse in my mind. But I'll deal with UPS on that. Yeah, and then I'll come back, I'll get everybody fed again. A little heavier feeding this afternoon. I'll leave the lights off till tomorrow. Alright, so I'm Dive Girl Deb. That's the latest on the fish delivery. Woohoo! I had a little tiny windfall come my way, and I decided that I should do something nice for myself and replace the fish that I lost when I was really sick. So this feels really good. Feels really good to get some babies started again and get my tanks repopulated. Gives me something to do. So I'm grateful to have them. Thanks everybody. Talk to you later. Bye bye.